All right. Imagine having the freedom to live life on your terms with fast cash flips or steady passive income with owner financing that pays you while you sleep. Some investors chase quick wins to build instant wealth, while others play the long game for consistent monthly cash flow. But most people get stuck choosing paths based on flashy guru advice instead of their own financial goals. In this episode, you'll learn exactly when to flip for fast cash and when to hold investments for lasting wealth. No hype, just clear strategies to match your goals. Ready to invest smarter? Let's dive in. Welcome to Nite Cap.
What's up, baby?
I'm clapping for myself, which I rarely do.
That was well done.
Thank you. Thank you. On this episode of Nite Cap and the Art of Passive Income, should you do quick land flips or cash flow? And joining me as always is the Zen Master. Breathe in the mailing, breathe out the marketing. Mike Zano. Mike, how are you?
Doing great. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Pulse is still normal. Respiration's fine. I can't complain. Joining us is John Burnett, Handsome Rob, JB.
Hey.
Cheers to John. Good to see you.
Good to be seen.
And last but not least, dude buddy, the Nite Cap OG, Scott Bossman. Cheers.
Cheers, brother. Good to see you.
To see
Just
you.
a little warning to all the folks out there. We're a little giggly tonight, so watch out.
Little giggly.
Little
All
giggly.
right. Little giggly. Well, let's get to business though. So, Mike, you've got some relationship with this. I have some relationship with this. I don't know about John and Scott, but I know about you. So let's talk about who should do quick land flips and who should be investing for passive income and cash flow.
Well, ultimately, we all need that cash flow, but sometimes there are circumstances in the beginning that may push you in one direction. Myself, as you're pointing out, I needed to get rid of that 40 grand in debt, and I wanted to do it as quick as possible. So I opted for quick flips. I did a lot of wholesale. I'd buy, and the disposition was very simple. Other investors, I gave them a good deal. They wanted more, and I kept giving them more. So I was able to pay that debt off in a year. I kept doing those for almost a couple of years after that, only because no one ever paid me. Mark, that was like lawyer, doctor money. If you look at my hourly rate, it was crazy. It was better than lawyer and doctor money. So I was just caught. I was hooked, but I wasn't building that lasting, a recurring income. So I had to adjust it at some point, but I think it can serve a purpose. But I tell people all the time, a healthy business, I think, is going to do a combination of building passive income. If you're mailing consistently, you're going to have so much deal flow that you might land arbitrage some, you might wholesale some, you're going to sell a whole bunch of owner financing. You're going to have options because you're going to have so much deal flow that you're going to be able to do that. So I think a healthy land business can do, a version of all of this. I'll stop there. I don't want to go too deep into it. That's my initial thoughts.
No, I like it. I think it's great. I mean, I'd be curious what Handsome Rob thinks, if he's just going to be like, no, it's all about cash or cash flow.
Yeah. I mean, I like both a lot. So, but for me, part of it just comes down to what you're pursuing, right? What your end goals are. And for most of us, it's time freedom, right? Like, it's great to have a bunch of money in the bank, but at the same time, like, ultimately, like when I got into this, it was just, I want more time with my family, right? And having a bunch of money in the bank doesn't necessarily accomplish that. And so I like having recurring revenue. I like having passive income because that affords me the flexibility that I like. So I took a trip last week, and I'm not worried about paying the bills. Like, I'm not worried about paying myself, right? All of it just comes in. And then I also like, you can easily go bankrupt waiting on $1 million payday in certain real estate spheres, right? And so I think like I've done some bigger deals. I've enjoyed them. It's been fun, but I like having the passive income that floats me, where sometimes these deals take 7, 8, 9 months, right, to pan out, and you got a lot of money in them, and so it's just nice to have my income floating across that. So that's kind of been my experience.
I love it. I love it. It's so funny. Am I the only one when John says it's great to have a bunch of money in the bank? I immediately think of Scrooge McDuck. Is it just me? Like, are you guys picturing that?
DuckTales. That was an amazing show.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Dude, buddy, Nite Cap OG. Quick land flips for cash or owner financing for cash flow? What do you think?
So there's something to be said for passive income, right? And 10 years ago, I was in the rat race, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I need to get out of this rat race. So how am I going to do that? Right? I need a side hustle. I need something. I need some passive income. Like, I was a big reader of, Robert Kiyosaki and other podcast people out there who were talking about passive income and how can we do this, right? And to me, I think it's both, right? But there's no better feeling than when you can wake up on the first of the month and you know what's coming in that month, right? And it's pretty cool because when you start this business, a few $100s means a lot. And then you keep at it, and a few $1,000s means a lot more. And then you keep at it, and you replace your income and you replace your fixed expenses in life. And, you wake up on what I love is you wake up on the first of the month every month, and it's always a little bit better. Like, I have a raise this month compared to last month, right? Because of passive income. And that money's coming in this month. I don't have to worry about it, right? So there's a great peace of mind for me with passive income, and that's why I love this land business. That's why I love, the fact that you taught me how to do this, Mark. Buy an asset at a deep discount and then turn around and owner finance it over time. You control that asset over time, and you're going to create a performing asset here that can help you replace all these bills in your life, right? And it buys back initially your gas payments and your mortgage payments and your car payments and your bills in life, but then it buys back your time, because you can get to the point where, oh, you know what? Like, I'm John Burnett. I'm bringing in this much per month. I can take the entire month off, and I don't have to do any cash flips if I don't want to. The cash flips are nice. I'm not going to say they aren't. And you need to do some cash flips sometimes, because if you owner finance everything, you'd run out of money, right? You need to infuse some cash back into your business.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know, because I'm going to disagree. And this is going to be my argument on the quick land flip thing, right? So here's the question, and I'll just ask Mike, right? Mike, just between you and me, forget those other guys, just you and me, okay? Would you say there are more people that they literally just disappeared? Okay, finally we're alone. Okay,
It's really just us now. Go ahead.
it's us. Okay, here's a question: do you think that there's more people that would want to pay cash for an asset? Let's say it's $10,000, and they just give you $10,000, or do you think there's more people that would put, say, $1,000 down and $329 a month at 9% interest?
Yeah, all day long.
Bigger market.
Yeah, all day long. All day long, the people who are going to be able to make payments. There's more people because it's just so easy, and we make it irresistible.
Right. Okay, exactly. So here's the math, right? If I need cash, instead of wholesaling it like you did, right? So let's say my cost basis on that $10,000 piece of property is $3,000.
Yeah.
Now I sell it for $10,000.
Yeah.
And then I get my down payment of $1,000. Now my cost base is $2,000. I can go and I can flip the note
Yes.
to an investor at 50 cents on the dollar. I can sell for $5,000. That's
Right.
my quick cash
Yes. If you need
right
it.
there.
Yeah.
If I need it. And that way I can get a bigger buyer pool and I can get my cash.
Yes. Yes. That is so true. And I've done that. It's a very strategic move. It's a lot quicker than waiting 6-7 months for that cash deal to flip through. The owner financing creates a vehicle for you to get cash quickly.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Just
All
looking
right.
at
I feel badly now that Scott and
read
John are
that?
gone. Can we bring them back?
I don't have any power here.
We have no power.
Are you guys done? You guys done cuddling now? Can we
Feel
come back?
good.
Yeah, that was
Everything okay?
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it was like we were like in the Get Smart like glass enclosure and just only like no one else could hear what we were saying.
The cone of silence.
The cone of silence, like
Yes.
the privacy.
Looks like Jerry is agreeing with you, Mark. Here, do you see this? I'm
Jerry.
right. Am I the only one that can see the quote there? It says everyone loves quick cash, but owner financing opens up to a much larger market. You're right, and what you just said, Mark, is you can convert that into cash anytime you want.
Right. So why am I gonna wait so long, or why am I gonna limit my buyers because I say, oh, I need cash? The market doesn't care what you need.
No.
Give the market what it wants, and then be flexible and sell the note and get your cash.
You know what some of the biggest naysayers of owner financing is that it's too difficult to manage, right? The problem is they don't have proper workflows. They don't have the proper software. They haven't implemented the proper virtual assistant. So if you were to do it all yourself, it could be a bit complex. But I always tell everybody, Mark, the beautiful thing about here's the good news and here's the bad news about land investing. It's boring. Now, the returns are great, but we do the same thing, Groundhog Day, over and over and over again. The boring nature allows it to be, Scott Bossman's word, systematized. I finally can say it after 10 years. It allows it to
Can we give it for Mike?
Good job, Mike.
Good job. Systematize.
Finally got that down. Because it's boring, it can be put into it. There can be workflows. So these naysayers just don't know how we do what we do, and well, that's okay. We'll just do more of what we do, and they can do what they do.
Yeah, as Taylor Swift is going to say, the haters are going to hate, right? But the haters don't understand. They literally don't understand. Like, oh, I know what I want to do. I want to get into the job. Here's another job for me. I'm going to flip and flip and flip. It's a hustle. It's a job. How is that easier than building a business with systems and processes and automation? I do it one time.
You don't look very stressed, Mark. Over 2,000 land notes. You don't look like a stressed guy to me right now that I'm looking at.
I'm 93 years old. I have not aged. No stress. And John, 78 years old. Look at it.
I know.
Yeah. I
With all
mean,
these
That's
notes,
crazy.
right? That's what the note business gives you. It's stress-free because you can, work when you want, where you want, with whom you want. That passive income solves so many problems. It's all about freedom. That's the why. Why are you doing this? For freedom.
Yeah.
Great.
I love it. I'm just waiting for freedom.
Absolutely. I actually think we should do that for next episode. We should just paint our faces.
We all just come. Yeah, I like it.
Well, you can do a whole.
Isn't it?
Mark, you're laying down there. The guy's torturing you. You're like, why do you do these land deals? Freedom.
Yeah.
Somebody made a post in the Land Geek group today with a William Wallace GIF.
Oh.
And it wasn't the freedom GIF. It was the hold GIF. Do you remember when he's saying hold when they're going into battle?
Oh, yes.
And because he was talking, I think what he was getting at in the Land Geek group was there are a lot of moving parts of this business. There's kind of a dip here and there, and you need to hold the line, right?
Yeah.
Like you need to have the grit to hold the line, to stay the course, to not give up, to have I thought of this the other day. You've heard the term grunt work, right?
Yeah.
Land investing is grit work. This is the grit work.
Oh, that's a mic drop right there.
Right?
This is grit work.
This is grit work.
Wow.
Early
Like,
for a mic drop. Only 15 minutes in. This is not fair.
I know, 15 minutes in and 15 people watching. Did you all hear that?
Yeah, we literally
15 million people
15 million.
streaming Nite Cap right now.
Yes.
One day.
But
Gotta
here it
start
is.
somewhere.
Here, let me read the post to you, can I? So this is from Land Ranch. So I don't know who that is, but Land Ranch said, just a quick note of encouragement to our Land Geek community. If you're in the dip, or if you have mailers that haven't been coming in at all or as fast as you would like, or if you're just feeling like this may not be the business for you, remember the words of the magnificent Scotsman with an Australian accent.
Hold.
Hold.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome? So
That's
he's
awesome.
just hold the line, right? Just stay the course.
Yeah.
And that will then lead to, which I put on the post, like we've been talking about. Well, where'd it go? Freedom.
Freedom.
I put the freedom
Yeah.
GIF in there.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you guys that story? I was at that mastermind group, and I met another land guy, and he lived in Utah. He would do one deal a year. He would buy for $1 million,
Oh yeah.
and he'd flip for like 2 or 3 million. But it'd take him a long time. And then he read Dirt Rich. He's like, man, I like your model so much better. And in the investment banking world, we would call that a customer concentration issue. Because if that's the only way you're doing something and that goes away, you have no business. He literally has no business.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's great. Like, yeah, I mean, he'd be more popular at parties than I would be. Right? Like, no one's gonna be impressed with my quick flip. I'm getting another $299 a month coming in. Like, boring, as Mike would say. As opposed to like I made $2 million today. But the risk reward ratio and the fact that he has no freedom, he has to keep doing it. He's paying taxes. He's got to do it again and again. It's stressful. He's younger than me, but he looks like, way older because of the stress.
Yeah.
I talked to a guy one time. He was trained he went through some different training in land investing, and again, I think there are a lot of great educators out there, and these educators teach people to flip. And I talked to him and I said, how many flips did you do last year? 50. He did 50 cash flips, and these are higher value cash flips. I'm like, so just curious to know, like, what prompted you to book the call today with Land Geek? He's like, Scott, I'm exhausted. He said, Scott, I'm exhausted. It's so transactional, right? So what if you could get to the point where you have $5, $10, $20, $30, $40,000 a month passive income coming in, but do some cash deals on top of that? Wouldn't that be a little bit better and a little bit less stress for you?
Just sold me.
You sold me. I remember Roberto. Do you guys remember the Roberto story where this woman wanted to pay $40,000 cash for his property, and he was like upset about it. He was like, "No, I'm only taking terms." And we're like, "No, Roberto, no. Wants to do the cash. Like, don't say no. Like, you still have to get good customer service." He's like, "No, you put 1,000 down."
That brings up another point, Mark. Don't you? I don't know about you guys, but I love it and hate it when I wake up and I look at my email and there's a Geek Pay notice that comes in that says so and so paid off their note. I'm like, God, really?
I know.
You paid off this note 4 years early?
I know.
Geek Pay makes it too easy for them, Mark. Geek Pay makes it too easy for them.
Yeah. Exactly.
I know. But what are we supposed to do? There's no way around it. I mean, it's mixed emotions.
Yeah.
Because there's a part of you that loves the cash, and there's a part of you like, oh,
Yeah, totally.
My passive income just went
Now,
down a little bit.
We're not going to turn down the cash deals. Like I had a cash deal today. I bought it for $1,000 and sold it for $3,900.
Yeah, that pays for your lunch.
You got to turn that down.
Yeah. I mean, that's a Scott Bossman lunch.
How snobby are we? We're like $2,900.
Right? I know, right?
I
only got $2,900, Bossman, please.
It's not a huge cash flip, but I tripled my money on it.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
How come none of us were phased by that? Like,
there's gonna be a day where like literally like Burnett's just gonna be completely out of touch. His passive income's so much, and he's just gonna be like the common persons that have nothing in common with him. I feel badly for him in a way.
Yeah, it's all right.
oh, look at is this pre-recorded or the host reading the chat at all? Did we miss something? D. Ruiz.
It's pre-recorded.
Yeah, this is.
Depends. Are you enjoying the show? Or not?
Yeah, right. D. Ruiz, are you enjoying the show? And yeah, I mean, live from anywhere. It's Tuesday
Maybe
night. That's what this is.
But we haven't taken questions yet. I think we usually take one in the second half hour.
Yeah, we take it in the second half hour when Mark he disappears, and there's no filter in the second half of the show.
It's when it gets a little rowdier.
Yeah, we really stopped pouring the bourbon.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's even then, like John's like, this bourbon hasn't been aged 80 years like I'm used to.
John's the Highlander.
Yeah. I've got the Athletic today. So
I think Athletic Brewing is fantastic, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty all right.
Mike, would you drink a non-alcoholic beer?
Never.
I don't see the point.
I don't see the point. No, it's okay. It's a sunny, hot day. Okay.
Yeah.
You get the umami of a beer without any of the side effects of, what you and Bossman are going to have tonight.
I don't see
no side effects.
I don't see the point.
Bad sleep.
Yeah. When you've got like
maybe a little
16
jaundice.
kids under the age of 9, it's just nice to not be tired. So, or more tired.
Yeah.
That's great.
Like, do I want to eat a fake cookie or a fake ice cream? No. I want the real thing.
It's a good point. I actually would eat like the Halo Top ice cream. It's like fake ice cream, but it's pretty good.
Not bad.
And there's no sugar. Little, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think you have a point though. Everything in moderation.
Yeah, I just wouldn't drink that beer.
Look at this comment, Jeff Storley. By the way, Jeff Storley, good to see you, brother. Thank you for your service.
Hey, Jeff, what up?
My favorite thing about the Land Geek model is the systems you've taught me.
Oh.
Yeah. So should we? Okay, so let's talk about systems.
Yeah.
For a second.
Systematization.
He did it again. 2 for 2.
That was different. It was different. It's fine.
Yeah. So, there are a lot of moving parts in the business, but it is systems, and it is software. It is automation. And once you've built that machine, you have that passive income machine bringing in constant recurring income, but you have that flexibility if you need cash. I mean, I was just talking, who was I talking? Oh, I was talking to Kirk this afternoon, and he's got a daughter going to college.
Kirk Parrott?
Kirk Parrott. So I said to him, like, look, you can reverse engineer it. You can create enough notes where your borrowers are paying for the college per month, or you can sell your notes right now, or a portion of them, and just pay cash for the next 4 years, whatever you want to do. Like, there's so many different ways to do it when, I think he's at 50,000 a month passive. So
Whew.
he's got flexibility. That's a big note portfolio.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, Jeff, to me, it doesn't matter if it's cash or terms as long as I'm not doing it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically the freedom piece to Jeff is the team is doing the work. Right.
Heard from so many people, Mark, over the years that what they learned at Land Geek with the systems and the delegation has carried them to higher success in their other business ventures as well.
No, for sure. I mean, that really is the Trojan horse of our business, is that, yeah, we're teaching how to buy and sell raw land, but we're really teaching how to be a CEO.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and create a business that's scalable and that can grow and predictable revenue, so that, but also that you have freedom as well. Like nobody wants a business that owns them. You want a business you own, and this is, I think, the best way to do it. Now, it's not like flipping on a switch. I mean, it takes some time. Like as Scott said, like you know, you got to do some grit work. I and the thing is, like, that's what makes it great too. That's what makes it so satisfying is the hard.
Yeah.
Because then you look back and be like, okay, I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If it were easy, you wouldn't even appreciate it. You know, it's the same reason I don't give my kids money. Too easy. Go earn it. Get that self-esteem.
You don't give your kids money. Any money.
I don't give that. Not at this age now.
That's awesome. That is really awesome, actually.
I think in their 30s, I'll help them. Right? Like when you get to that age where you're growing a family, it's like, oh, that really would help me. Right? Like they're doing the thing, and it's like, oh, okay, this could help. Like, all right, I would do that, but not in their 20s.
I got it.
Yeah,
I hear you for sure.
Yeah, I don't want to rob them of that feeling. We bought 37 properties in Arizona. Oh, go ahead, Scott. Sorry.
No, that's all right. This is from D. Ruiz. We bought 37 properties in Arizona. I have a realtor asking me to sell 2 parcels for $4,500. Recent sales put those at $3,700 each. It's a win because I bought them right, but I've not done a note yet. What to do? Well, I mean, you have options here, right? You bought 37 properties at a deep discount. I would probably take kind of a hybrid approach with it.
Yeah. What's the problem? I would tell her, yeah, you can have 2 of them for $5,000 each, make $1,300 in each one, and then go sell the finance the rest of them.
Yeah.
Is it 2 for $4,500 or 2 for $4,500 a piece?
Well, that's what I was looking at. I'm thinking he's saying 2 for $4,500 each because the way he puts it at, but it's good analysis, John. I'm not sure. We don't have enough detail.
Yeah. John, can you upload a spreadsheet?
Working on one right now. That's great.
Yeah.
2
for $4,500.
That would really help.
Yeah.
2 for $4,500 total. So.
Oh no! That realtor's got to pay more.
Yeah.
Well, it all depends on what we bought them for, though. So you see, we bought 37 properties. We don't know what we bought them for, right?
Oh, I thought he said $3,700 each.
He said no. He's comping him.
Oh, recent sales. Oh,
yeah. So he's getting above comp.
Yeah. So we don't know what he bought them for.
Yeah, you want to disclose that? That might help you.
You know, bought them for $1,000 each. Like you got options, man. Right.
Yeah. So it's $1,200 for the 2, and then selling for $4,500. But they're worth each $3,700. So that would put it at $7,200 would be the retail value.
For both of them.
But I don't know. Like I think that one thing to think about too is just in terms of like how much product you have in inventory, right? Sometimes like I think of my properties as like effectively different products, right? So here's the 5-acre flat lot that looks up at the mountain, right? Here's the 2-acre lot that's warmer, that's got, some tree coverage on it. Here's the, so there's different properties that serve different audiences. If you've got 37 of a single product, it's kind of like having 32 jugs of milk on the shelf, You know, it might take you a little while to sell it, right? And so if you've got a lot of inventory, maybe it's worth selling a couple, you know, but it's probably worth countering if you do. So, but if you've got a wide variety of inventory and you can market a bunch of stuff simultaneously and you've got variety, then, you know, maybe not.
Is it just me when John says product? Do I think Naco? It's like
not-
depends on your product. Like now he's calling land product. I got what's going on here?
It's
Right?
like John's working like a corner in Baltimore.
I got some
Hey,
product here.
I got some product.
acres.
That's right.
Hey Jeff, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Jeff.
Cheers, Jeff. We'll miss you.
Love Jeff's
That's kind of interesting though that you use the term product, because I think initially on when you start in the land business, it's much more like, okay, I have this piece of land and like I need to get boots on the ground and I need to like really know it and love it and like really understand it, right? But then as time goes on, you become less like attached to that stuff and more just the numbers, right? So we don't have to know, like, and love every property. We might have to know, like, and love every area, but these areas are big, right? And I don't know. I just think it's kind of interesting, right, that you refer to it now, John, as a product, because 8 years ago, would you have referred to the land as a product?
No, I wouldn't have. Yeah. And it's interesting. Like, I do think of it a lot that way, right? Like, so if you think about it, like, you know, when you go, like, if I'm a store, like, I want the milk, I want the orange juice, I want like all of these different product types, right? And then when you pull one out, I want another one to just come right back in and be available, right? And so you're just consistently marketing the similar thing, and you just got one available for your audience when they're ready. So
yeah, I could just see John shopping like a land guy. Like he goes to the store, he looks at the eggs, he's like, "I'll offer you $2." Like, no, sorry, the eggs are $10. He's like, no, I know they're $2, but I'll offer you $2.50.
Yeah, you should see me at Costco with 6 kids. You've never seen sample people so terrified.
Mark, have you ever seen John Burnett at boot camp? He's like doing this, like all day long. The guy back in the day, he was on the phone. He was just on the phone constantly doing deals at boot camp. That's how John Burnett is.
He's slinging product.
He's slinging product.
I know.
He's slinging product.
Now people sling it for me.
Yeah,
now people sling it for him.
Yeah. Yeah. He's become a land kingpin.
He is totally true. A land kingpin.
The land kingpin.
Land
that could be
Naco.
your nickname. What was that, Mike?
Said land Naco.
Land Naco. Yeah, but okay, Mike, like how often do you become enamored with an area or a piece of land and you're like, oh, I like this. Like I kind of want to sell it, I kind of don't. Never. JB, what about you?
How often do I get enamored with an area?
Yeah, like you and Val are doing pillow talk, and we're like, Val, I don't want to sell this land. I love it.
Yeah.
Pillow talk?
It's funny. I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and I was like,
look, they got 6 kids. What are they going to talk?
I know. Well, exactly. I mean, I was like, I've got 6 kids. Like, what am I going to do? Like, to drive down to Colorado and go camping on a piece of vacant land? I love the idea, but I don't know. We've had some properties where it's like it's beautiful and it's a little bit tempting, but I don't know. I just sell them. So
yeah, dude, buddy, what about you? Do you and Aaron be like, you know what? Let's put it in the trust. We're never selling it. It's in the path of growth.
I mean, I think Mike and I talk about this as you do the as you do the business. You're gonna come across these golden nuggets, right? And like there have been a few golden nuggets over the years where I'm like, oh my God, that property looks absolutely amazing. Like, I want that property. But then a buyer comes along and you're like, okay, I'll sell it to you. I had one recently, like 3 acres on the top of a bluff in Colorado overlooking a valley. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, like this would be like the most amazing tiny home property. And sat on it for 10 months. Eventually sold it. I'm having a little bit of regrets now that we sold it, but I don't know. Like, it's just one of those things. Like, I think this business, the fundamentals of the business are that we're going to teach how to buy and sell raw land, and there's really no emotion attached to that. It's just more numbers based. We want you to replace your income. We want you to, quit your job, that type of thing. Every once in a while, you're going to come into these golden nuggets that could be a good fit for you, or maybe not. And I don't know, it's up to you to do with those what you do. But I would say 99.9.5% of the time, there's no emotion for me with this land. It's just about moving it.
Right. Like, what problem is it solving? Like, I look at the world like that. Like, if I want freedom and that's my core value, is it getting me to more freedom or less freedom?
Right.
If I make that choice, or I do that thing.
Right.
And oftentimes, a trophy property, it's making me less free.
Mm-hmm.
Now I gotta, think about it, and I gotta pay taxes on it.
It's not that I don't love the properties, Mark. It's just that I feel like there's just an never-ending supply of them. Like we can continually get new deals, and like when Tate says there's no land emergencies. I mean, it's just because there's these deals. Don't get attached to them. They come and they go, and there's many more out there. And not that they're infinite, but there's just so many deals.
Yeah,
I can buy land anywhere, anyhow.
It's crazy how big this market is.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who's hearing a dog whimper?
That's my dog.
That's me.
Is that your dog?
StreamYard apparently is not very good at filtering out background noises, so I apologize for that.
Mark's calling you out.
Almost like calling you out right now.
Almost like the first time.
I'm about to filter Mark out of this conversation because we're 40 minutes in, and that's 10 minutes past.
So Mark, he's about to cut you, Mark. I feel it.
Mark, I love you.
Any last words?
Any last words? It's time for Nite Cap to go unfiltered. We love you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, we love you. Bye. Okay.
That's enough.
And that's it. Wow. Yeah, that was 10 minutes overdue. No, just kidding. Love you, Mark.
He's like, what?
Yeah. So this is where we go unfiltered, right? Like Mark's away. He stepped away, and now we talk land investing with a little bit more. Maybe it's more PG-13. Cheers.
Mine's still PG.
Yours is PG, yes, John. Yes, you're PG guy. No, I'm just kidding. So does anybody have questions tonight about the land business? I actually have a topic to talk about that came up in the Facebook group, which I think would be good for us to talk about. So I can pull that up. But yeah, any questions tonight about cash flips, owner financing? I think what it comes down to really is we're doing it's a hybrid approach, right? We're not doing only owner financing. We might be doing 70 to 80% owner financing, but we're not doing only owner financing because you need cash to move the business forward. Jonathan, what are your thoughts on that?
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I think, for me lately, it's been about a quarter of my sales have been cash. So like I had one close today. It was a 13 grand sale, and it's great. I'm happy with it. But
here I was talking about turning 1,000 into 3,900. Yeah, that's a decent day. And here you were like, what'd you buy it for, John? What'd you buy it for, John? Come on.
You know what? I'm trying to remember. It was one that I bought a long time ago and I sold it with owner finance.
Oh.
and then it defaulted, and I made all my money back and then some.
So you,
And
yeah, your
then
cost basis is zero.
yeah, that's great. So
That's a good cash deal.
but it is, and those are ones where, I can be a little bit flexible if I want to and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I like cash deals. I like getting cash. But at the same time, it doesn't give you, like, it gives you temporary, like, satisfaction, right? It's like, it's here for right now, but it doesn't actually provide you with any sense of security, right? Unless you're utilizing that cash for something else, right? So it's nice to have a big chunk of cash right now, but I like to have the recurring revenue and just know that the income's coming in. But I also find, like, when you're dealing with, like, the bigger cash deals, there's just a lot more complexity in the deals, right? It's just you've got, from sourcing the deals to due diligence to negotiations to ultimately selling the property. It just requires a lot more of you. And I find, like, if I've done big complex deals, there's a lot more of me required, right? It's hard to delegate those effectively. So
Yeah,
but now
for
I
sure.
just do them for fun.
You do them for fun. $13,000
My
days
hobby.
for fun. We love that.
Not a bad hobby.
It's not a bad hobby. Mike Zano. All right. So this was a post in the Facebook group today, and I want to talk about this for a few minutes because I think it's important. Okay. You ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So this is from Greg. Greg is in our Land Geek Flight School, which I really equate to Land Geek Land Investing College, really.
Yeah, I agree.
Flight School is like Land Investing College. You go through it. It's got a college feel to it almost. You go through for 4 months, and by the end, you graduate, and 80% of what you need to know in the business, and like 20%, the remaining 20% you're going to learn with time and repetition, right? So, so here's Greg's post today. I'm new to this, and it looks like I found my first wholesale property. I'm a little nervous about wiring the money. I did look up the LLC, and it was established in 2024. I also have an email with wiring instructions saying he will draft a warranty deed for review once he receives the funds. Okay. I hear it's common for us to pay upfront wholesales. Are there any safeguards that I can apply to make me feel more comfortable? So there were a lot of comments on this post. And the interesting thing was that some people said there's really no problem wiring in the funds, right? As long as you do your due diligence and like there's a relationship that you've built with the investor. But there were a lot of people on the chat who said you need to use a title company. Like, don't wire this guy funds, right? Like, so Mike, let's talk wholesale a little bit. Let's just talk, if you're going to buy wholesale from another land investor, what does that process look like? Do you need to go through title? Do you need to go through escrow? What are your thoughts?
The way I have always done it, and I've sold a lot of properties wholesale, I'll have them secure it with maybe $500, and that's going to go towards the purchase price. Once they do that, I will create the deed for them to review. Once they review it and they approve it, I'll have it notarized. I show them that it's notarized, and then I invoice them, and then I record it and send them a recorded deed package. I don't think you need a title company. I think you do need to know who you're dealing with. I mean, you're talking an LLC, but I imagine you're talking to an individual who owns that LLC, right? So that's who you've been communicating with. But so I don't necessarily like the way this guy's presenting it, or the LLC is presenting it, where pay us, then we'll show you no, I'd like to see the deed already created. I'd like to see you've notarized it. I want to see some good faith effort on your end, then I will wire the money to you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, if I'm doing a wholesale deal with somebody, right, I want to be transparent. I want to say to them, okay, here's the property, here are the numbers. Like, here's what I'm selling it to you wholesale. Here's what is market value. Here's what you're buying for. That's awesome. Like, you need to do your own due diligence though on the property, right? Is this the right property for you? Is it in the right price point? But with some of the conversations over the phone and that type of thing, like in our community, you should be able to be confident that you're going to buy a wholesale property from someone, and they're not gonna screw you over, right?
Yeah.
So there's a few things here. Like, are you able to buy the property at 50 cents on the dollar? That's kind of a land geek etiquette thing. And then, let's just talk through it and pay me a couple $100 down, right? I'll hold the property for you. I'll create the deed for you. I'll send it over to you for your review. If the deed looks good, then I'll go get it notarized. And then I'll show you proof that the deed is notarized. Then you wire me the funds, right? There's another thing that protects people here. You could do a purchase agreement, right? Simple purchase agreement.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people on the chain saying, go through title, go through title. The only way you should do this is through title. And I'm just saying, like, Mike, you've been doing this 10 years, 11 years. I've been doing this 10 years. John, you've been doing this 9 years. Have you ever gone through title to do a wholesale deal?
No.
Jonathan?
No.
Yeah.
My Jonathan forever now.
Forever. You're Jonathan forever.
Jonathan.
I think there's a lot of people in the group. They all have good intentions, but they're not all actively working our model and going through our methods, and they don't understand how we run our title searches, how we make sure that we're safe on a purchase. So it's okay. They're trying to protect protect this person, but they don't know the way that we do what we do, and that's okay. The group is a free group. Anybody could be in there. It could be anybody so there's definitely people in there, lots of people who haven't gone through our training. He just left, John.
He just left. It's just us now. Now we can go really crazy. It's gonna be
Now we're
great.
going really crazy. I won't call you. But you see any other questions? Like, that's what I'd like to know. People asking questions, and I don't know where we can see that. Do we have any?
Let's see. We've got Ramon and Emily Jones said
Okay.
parcel bought for 500. Offers coming for 1,400 to 1,800. Really want to do my first finance. How do you determine what's a good term deal?
So they bought it for 500, and people are offering them cash 14 to 18. Is that what
it sounds like.
Yeah. So, I mean, heck, I take the 18. And listen, this is the thing. We love owner financing. We want to build passive income, but when you can take 500 and 3x it, why wouldn't you just take the 3x? If you really want to do the land deal with owner financing, then you could set up, you're the bank, you could set up any way you want. We typically set our deals up so we recoup our capital within the first year. I mean, you could sell that for $150 a month and recoup your capital in the first year. Good question by the land geek. See, so I don't think he wanted to get removed because he's still actively engaging with it off screen.
But no, I don't think we hurt his feelings. He's fine. He's fine.
He's fine. We'll see if the next text comes through. But yeah, what is the market value? That is a good question.
Yeah, I think they bought it for 500, but people are offering them 14 to 1,800. Who's offering you? Like, is it other land investors, or is it people in the marketplace? So that's kind of a curious that I would be curious about that for sure. Here we have a question. One River AFL, High Elm in Florida. I'm interested in connecting for future deals. Can you add me? Oh yeah, I can do that. Can we add you to your list or share your email? Sure, we can do that. Sorry, I didn't read the question before I read the question.
How does it?
If you know what I mean.
How does the question populate on the screen? Like, do you choose
Well,
those?
I have control over here. I can choose them. Yeah. But it's actually only from YouTube. So I got a whole thing over here going on, Zeno. We got I can pull up the comments from YouTube. I can pull up the comments from Facebook. Over here on my other screen, I have the Instagram comments going on. It's a whole thing.
We're live on Instagram right now.
Live on Instagram.
What else are we live on?
Well, just Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram right now. We're trying to get on. We're going to get on TikTok eventually when we have. I think you have to have 5,000 followers on TikTok. Yeah, so we'll get on there soon because this is like a viral show. I mean, it's going to go viral.
It is viral.
Oh man. Okay, so let's see.
So that was a land investor, someone sending the offers.
Land investors selling the offers. If you bought it for 500,
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that changes everything.
yeah. Don't do it.
that sounds like a killer deal.
It does.
Great job on the buy.
Yeah, I don't know. How'd you get them for 500? Did you get them through a mailer or
Yeah, what's
what?
details on your acquisition strategy there? Let's hear it.
And Ramon and Emily Jones, I don't recognize their name. Do you guys recognize their name?
No.
Where
Yeah.
did you learn to do this? Are you self-taught? Did you learn how to do this somewhere? That'd be kind of cool to know. But yeah, let us know how you got these properties. Let us know what the market value is. So, Mike, real quick, 30 seconds or less.
Uh-oh.
Where would you? How do you determine the market value of a property?
Well,
Come on.
it can be difficult inside our model because we're not going to go and look for traditional sold comps on like Zillow and whatnot. You really have to research a comprehensive research of what's being sold right now, what the people are marketing them for. And even if you can't find the sold comps, you should be able to establish a reasonable value just looking at what people are selling them for. You might not see the sold values like you will in traditional real estate. So there's other tricks and tips to do that. But in the short term, I mean, the shortest, easiest answer is you want to research what's currently out there on the market. If you sample a number of investors in the same area, you should get an indication of what they're using for market value, and then you can easily figure out your offer.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Can't give it all away right now, Scott. Jeez.
What's that?
Can't give it all away.
No, we can't give it all away, right?
Kidding.
Whatever. There's 17 people watching right now. For One River AFL. Yes, we'll definitely, I don't know, well, here's what I recommend, because we don't have any contact information for you. Read Mark's book, Dirt Rich, and read Mark's book, Dirt Rich 2, because those are two really awesome resources on what this whole thing is. What is land investing? What do we do? How do we grow a business, right? And what else would you do, Mike, if you found us today?
If you found the Land Geek today?
Yep. If you found the Land Geek today, what would you do?
And I hadn't found it already? Well, I think you're asking me how would I learn more about it? Is that what you're saying?
What would you, like, you found Mark today on a podcast and you heard about this book, Dirt Rich. So you're going to order their books. What else would you do?
Oh, yeah. I would start listening to the podcast. I would listen to every Nite Cap that's ever existed. Ever. Remember, we were doing it for 5 years straight prior to a year and a half takeoff, and we're back into it. So there's a ton of content out there, some of it more entertaining than others. But no, listen to podcasts, read Mark's books, and then get on a call with one of us. We're the three people. We're the gateway to your future. Just talk to one of us, and we'll help you understand more about the process and what you can do and what's reasonable expectation for you based on your current situation and if your goal can be accomplished. I think that's critical. Like when we all talk to people, the first thing we try to figure out, right, is what are you trying to accomplish? And can land investing do that for you? If it can, then great, let's do it. But we need to understand that first. So if I was brand new to Land Geek, I'd want to talk to somebody, let them know what I'm trying to accomplish and see if that it can really accommodate that.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. I also like the phrase, we are the gateway to your future.
Yes.
That's a good one.
That was good. That was a good one. That was like biblical, a biblical statement or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people, so just for, like, we talked to a lot of people who are interested in the business, right? A lot of people don't know that Mark has been podcasting for over 10 years, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to learn about land investing, man, you can go back in the archives and spend a lot of time there. Mark's interviewed some big names too, which is pretty cool.
Yes, he interviewed a lot of people and some big names. I heard he had this Bossman guy on one time.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh. John Burnett's the big guy. All right, let's see. What other comments we got here. Billy Swinton. I have the toolkit ready to go. Should I get Geek Pay and LG Pass now, or just partner first? So that's an interesting question. Jonathan? What are your thoughts on getting Geek Pay now and LG Pass now when you just started with the toolkit?
Yeah, so LG Pass I think makes a lot of sense because you can start mailing, right? So as soon as you're ready to mail, you want to have LG Pass, and so that you can do that without printing and stuffing envelopes, right? So with Geek Pay, it's going to be, you want to have that set up when you are selling property, right? So there's a little bit more flexibility on when you sign up for Geek Pay and have that ready to roll. But LG Pass sooner would probably make sense.
I love it. I love that. All right, awesome. Mike, anything to add, or are you good on that?
I'm just gonna go with the old concur.
You're going to concur. I like that.
My first concur of the night. I love it.
Oh, nice. Yes, we like that. Well, we're coming up on the hour, guys, already. Like, it goes fast. When Mark leaves, then it goes fast. I'm just kidding. So we need to talk about a few things. If you guys go to the description in the comments on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, you can enter a drawing. My favorite word. A drawing for Dirt Rich 1 and Dirt Rich 2 by Mark Podolsky. Okay? So go there tonight or tomorrow when you're watching this, or Sunday afternoon when you're watching this, and fill in the Google form to be eligible to win a copy of Dirt Rich. And then next week is huge. So spread the word. All right? It's huge. It's huge. It's huge. We gotta spread the word on this one. All right. So Mike spread the word, John spread the word. Next week, live on Nite Cap, there's a huge giveaway. We're giving away 2 years free LG Pass and 2 years free Geek Pay to 2 different people. Okay.
Oh, to 2 different people?
To 2 different people.
Wow.
Is my understanding.
Oh, no.
That's my understanding. So one person gets LG Pass free for 2 years. That's a $2,400 value, and one person gets Geek Pay free for 2 years. That's a $2,400 value, right? So everybody that has the toolkit, everybody that's in flight school, even everybody that's in coaching, come to next week's Nite Cap. That's going to be fun.
That's amazing.
Zeno?
Yeah, that's a great offering.
That's an amazing offer. I want to enter the offer.
I already did.
You entered it?
So,
all right.
Twice. Yeah.
Let me see if we have a topic for next week. Hold on. Let's see. Do we have a topic? Okay. So here's the topic for next week. Overcoming analysis paralysis, how to take action and close, which I love that topic.
That is a good topic.
That's going to be a great topic. Okay. So everybody go to the Google form tonight, enter for a chance to win signed copies of Dirt Rich. And next week we will see you for the big giveaway. It's a huge giveaway.
Huge.
We good? Huge.
I think we're good.
Are we good, Zeno?
Yeah, we're gonna do a toast.
Let's do a toast.
Ooh.
I'd like to do. I saw something on Facebook today, Scott. I'd like to take a second and just remember Larry Merrill. I think it's been a year.
Oh yeah.
And he was an incredible individual, incredible land investor, and I think that we should have raise our glasses to Larry.
I concur. Larry was an amazing guy. We miss him. He left. Mike. I had just a few calls with Larry. He's left such an impact on me, and I'm sure you did as well. And he went. He left us way too soon. So cheers to Larry Merrill, and cheers to his wife, and his brother has actually taken over his land business, which I think is really cool.
That's very good. Yeah.
So cheers to all you guys, and best wishes to you. And thanks everybody. Thanks Land Geek Nation,
Land Geek Nation.
Land Geek Hive Mind.
Hey, what's this thing about Tuesdays everywhere? What do you say?
What?
He says, John, he says it all the time. The Tuesday thing.
Yeah, live from everywhere. It's Tuesday night. I said it tonight.
I missed it. Did I miss it?
You missed it. You missed it.
All right.
All right, everybody. Okay. One River AFL. Where's the Google form? If it's not, it should be on Instagram. If it's not on Instagram, go to youtube.com/the Land Geek and go to tonight's broadcast and click on more information, and you should find the Google form there. And if not, email scott@thelandgeek.com or mike@thelandgeek.com or john@thelandgeek.com.
No H. No H.
No H. JON@thelandgeek.com.
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys. Hope you have a good night. John Davis, thanks for tuning in at the end, or maybe you've been here a while. And we'll talk next week. Next week, big week. Spread the word. 2 years LG Pass, 2 years of Geek Pay. Geek Pay. Good night, all.
Geek K.
Geek Pay.
Geekpay.io.
God. Wait, how do I stop this thing?
We're
End
still
this here.
live.
There we go.